Now our job is to make the pie that we drew out of cut and colored paper. This is called a collage. This is our plan for our collage. This is our collage. So we're going to learn how do we make this picture now out of cut shapes. You're going to need to start with a piece of brown construction paper for your crust, and you need a piece of the colored paper to make your pie filling. I'm going to take this paper and I'm going to line it up with my brown paper. This paper is on top, colored paper, and I'm going to go close to one edge because in my picture plan, I only have a little bit showing over here. And then I have a little bit showing at the bottom, but I have a lot of crust at the top. So I'm going to leave a lot of crust at the top. I'm going to have a little bit on the side. And now with my pencil, I'm going to mark. I'm going to see where that brown line is and then draw it on my color paper. And the same thing over here. I'm going to look at the bottom, look where the brown line is, and draw it on my colored paper. Now I'm going to take those two lines and I'm going to make them long. So I'm getting a long line till they meet each other. This will give me my rectangle shape for my pie filling. I see my two long lines. Now I'm going to cut them. I have a rectangle cut out of my colored paper. This paper can go back on the table for someone else to use. I'm all done. Now I can glue this pie filling onto my pie crust. Just like my directions, I want to leave a little bit of crust on the side, a little bit at the bottom, but none in the middle. So just like that, I'm going to have a little bit over here, a little bit at the bottom, but none in the middle. I want to glue it. Twist up, glue the back of the small paper. Line this up with the edge of the brown paper. Press it down. Close your glue stick when you're waiting. Now I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to go from the corner here all the way to the opposite corner. If it's helpful for you to draw first, where this is a diagonal line. So I'm going to go from here, whoop, up, and I'm going to go ahead and cut my top crust. All the way off. Now I need to make my bumpy line. That's another diagonal line, but this time it's bumpy. I'm going to pretend like this line whoop, connects over here. I'm going to put my pencil right there as if it's connected, but it's not, just pretending. And then I'm going to go diagonal bumpy. Bump, bump, bump. Then I'm going to cut my line. There. Now I have my pie crust. When you're ready, you can get more scraps and cut more shapes. You can draw them first if you like, or you can simply go to town cutting. Please try to cut from a corner or an edge as much as possible to save scraps for other people so they can use them too. When you're done with your project, it's very helpful for you to clean up any weird chunks left over from your paper scraps. So if you do something like this where you need something from the interior because of a color, it's helpful if you can go in and square up your edges as much as possible. And like flappy bits can come off. Little tiny pieces can go in the trash can. Like these would be probably too small for someone else to use. But this bigger rectangle, somebody might need a little piece of orange. So this part you could save and still use. So the same thing goes with like any kind of scraps you make. You should take the time, cut off the weird bits, and then save the bigger scraps, but throw away those little pieces. So like this one, pretty much all used up. We can recycle that. But that is the idea, is that then all of our scraps we don't need get recycled, and our project is awesome, and everything we could use again or someone else could use is available for them to use. Please put it back in the appropriate color bin, either hot, cold, or neutral.